Okay, so we are live now that I've got all the unmutes done. Hi, welcome to the final piece, part of Sword&Key's HOPEmas lineup, where we join up with the rest of Team SideQuest to raise money for Project Hope. Project Hope focuses on places in crisis to save lives, train in-community healthcare workers, and provide much-needed medical supplies. More information can be found at !HOPEmas in chat if you are watching this live, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead to projecthope.org and check out details about Project Hope. I'm Dax, I use she, her pronouns, and I'll be the game master today. But before we do the rest of the introductions here, I just want to say that this is a Sword&Key stream. You can find all of Sword&Key's links on beacons.ai/Sword&Key. They have their socials, a link to the Discord, discount codes for some amazing affiliates, and links to all of their charity partners. Now we're going to go around the table, do a quick introduction of who you are and who you're playing, and we're going to start with Angela.
Hello there, lovely beans. My name is Angela Mogravejo Bosch. I use she, they pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Alma Faye, a Kaminoan consular healer who is here trying to ensure that people only die when she says they should die. And this keeps facing walls because people keep doing goofy, drops into the canyon and other things. But, you know, we persevere.
Speaking of goofy drops into the canyon, Emma.
Hi. Best way to transition I've ever heard. I love it. I am Emma, she, her pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Nyre, they, them pronouns, a Keldor seeker, specifically an Ataru striker, who is going to try to not get into any more scrapes and probably not succeed. If intent were enough, they might succeed, but you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see how well they fare.
Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie. I'm playing Poppy tonight. I don't have anything else to say right now because I forgot.
It's all right. Poppy foresaw a vision of a member going missing, which is Val. You know, go check out Val. Val is not going to be joining us tonight, hence the otter silhouette. So we will pass it on to, last but not least, Anna.
That is me. I'm Anna Maeve. Normally on the internet, I am Archival Dust Bunny, but tonight I will be playing Usalia, Dathramirian Night Sister, who swings a sword and hits really hard. I know everyone else is trying to avoid battle, but I wouldn't mind knocking in a few Imperial heads tonight. But we'll see what happens.
You might just get that chance. So just like last time before a stream, I rolled a D100, and once again, unfortunately, nobody's morality triggered, despite me rolling 4 times. The party can attest that I did in fact roll 4 times. So the next thing we have to do before we get into the intro and get going here is I need everybody to go into the dice roller and roll 1 single force die for me, please. That's the white die. Tell me how many pips and of what color you get.
1 dark side.
Also 1 dark side.
I somehow, once again, got 2 light side.
Okay, 1 second. Force. 1 dark side. Oops.
1 dark. Okay. So
Yeah, 1 dark side.
Okay. So we have 3 dark side and 4 light side because I also rolled 2 light side. So a little bit more in the players' ballpark this time round. But don't forget, audience, you can donate to give the players some more force points or give me some more force points if you so choose. All right, give me just 1 second here. All right. So last session, the party arrived on the planet Femus, where the intel that they had suggested that there was a cache of Rubak crystals that they could harvest under the Empire's nose. Now, their pilot, Captain Mira Johnson, dropped them off a distance away from the canyon that they needed to explore in order to find said crystals. Was not willing to risk her ship or her life with a tussle with the Empire. Rightly so. There was varying degrees of success in climbing down into that canyon among the party. They were also spotted by one of the patrolling probe droids and were able to take it down pretty quickly before nearly being trampled by a massive canyon charger. They now find themselves in a dark tunnel with one of the member of their group, Rhŭn, mysteriously missing. Party, I'm going to turn it over to you. You've had a rough go in this canyon, and you, as I mentioned at the end of last session, you're in a tunnel and it's dark. I will say that if you were to reach out, like you can't, it would take you a little ways to like touch walls. You can't touch the ceiling. It's a pretty large tunnel. Just so that we are aware of that. But beyond that, there will be no description of tunnels or anything because we want to be respectful of lines and veils. So if you do ask for reminders, just know that that is about the extent of the description I'm going to give you. I will right now turn the table over to you players to, give you a chance to react to what happened last session and do what you would like to do. If you want to take a minute to heal, you could do that. For those of you missing some points.
Would this also be an appropriate time for me to do a medicine check on Nyre as well?
Absolutely.
All right.
And Emma, your character, how many wounds do you have missing?
Currently Nyre does not have as many as they did at one point. They have three, they've taken 3 wounds. They have 3 wounds missing. It was significantly more before that last minute mid-battle heal from Alma, which I think healed 6 of the 9 that they took.
Yes.
So they are kind of over to one side, having for the moment flopped down on the ground, having just jumped in here by the skin of their teeth after escaping the canyon crawler, and look, a little worse for wear, though not necessarily on death's door.
Okay, medicine check for that little then will be easy, 1 purple.
Okay, so it would be, because I have 2 ranks in medicine, and it is 3, I have 3 intellect, so that would be 2 yellow, 1 green, and 1 purple, and that would be the full check?
Correct.
All right, and I also have a physician's kit, which adds a boost to my medicine checks, so...
I will also ask, before you make that check,
yes.
Does anybody have a glow stick? Or is able to... I don't believe anybody has a species ability to see in the dark. Did anybody think to bring any light implement with them? Lantern, a glow rod?
I don't believe I did, though I will double check.
If that is the case, I would consider it appropriate to add another difficulty because of doing this in the dark.
There would be an additional difficulty. I'm also asking because this tunnel is going to be dark in general. If nobody thought to bring anything and you don't have anything in your inventory, you may, at your option, choose to spend a light side point to say we retroactively have, a glow rod, or we retroactively have a lantern, or whatever the case may be. So,
I will also throw in there that I had to double check it, but I do have it listed as dark vision, so I believe I remove some.
Okay, so you have
some
dark
die
vision
for skill checks.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Usalia, being a mercenary and all that, didn't carry some kind of light source with her. So I'll go ahead and spend a point to do that.
Okay. So
for the check, with the additional difficulty included, the final result is 3 successes and 1 advantage.
okay, so you can restore a wound for every success. Strain can be healed with any advantages. So if Nyre's missing any strain, then those can be healed as well. I believe I think Nyre suffered a critical injury last session. So
That was
unfortunately,
in fact also Nyre.
you would need a triumph to heal that. So while the effects of that critical injury are not active right now for you, Emma, just keep in mind that that is still something you have affecting your person, because critical injuries do stack.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely.
So you would be, because of my talents in a surgeon and physician, you would, if you had been hurting even more than you are now, it would be cleared because it would be a total of 5 wounds being healed. So
Amazing.
So yeah, I think it's in the midst of this. Alma just sort of like it's rather awkward, even with the tunnel being quite tall. She's assumes that most places are not built for someone of her height, so she is leaning down and she's like, as you are flopped down on the ground near, she says, "I cannot see very well in the dark, so I'm going to need you to guide me as I do this. And I'm going to need you to not react strongly when this goes in you." And like raises just a mildly sharp implement of some kind.
Nyre kind of very clearly just long exhale of right. Thank you for the heads up, Alma. I can do that. All right. All right. All right. And we'll guide you however you need.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you point to whatever wounds are still on your body, and we'll go, so at the count of 3, I put this in, and it will deal with the wound. It will be a sharp pain, but it will fade after a moment.
Right.
Ready?
Sure.
1, she immediately puts it in.
You hear Nyre make just kind of a sound where they were almost thinking, it's not going to be on 3, right? Right. And they're like, right. Yep. And as you're going through that process in between guiding you, almost, I think it's like as they're doing the asides, kind of as a way to clearly distract themselves, are looking over at Poppy and going, sorry, you said you foresaw 4 of us, not 5? Four of us? It's just, should we not be concerned that Rhaul is...
I don't know what I saw. What?
You said that you counted 4 of us and that
Oh
this was
yeah,
all right?
yeah, I did that.
All right.
Yeah, there's 4
Have you seen people go missing before? Do they tend to reappear?
sometimes.
How often is sometimes?
Like 50%. Sometimes
Honestly,
more,
that's
sometimes
better than
less.
honestly, that's better odds than I thought you were going to give me in the first place, so that's something.
Are you worried?
I mean, mildly,
Well, I mean, there's not.
mediumly.
Which your choices are. You can go out there to look, or we could just keep going.
I'm not going back out there. Nyre covered in dust and dirt from having nearly gotten completely wrecked on the canyon floor, just starts shaking their head.
Well, I mean,
Mm.
so I guess we're just going ahead. Is that what you all decided?
Usalia points her light down towards her boots for a moment. Well, if it's any consolation, I don't seem to have any bits of Rhaul on my boots, so I doubt they were squished by the cave charger.
Would you be able to tell if they were?
It would not have been a clean death.
But I mean, would you be able to tell who it was?
Considering only one of us is missing, I can make a pretty educated guess, I think.
Okay.
I think Alma pipes up with a certain, like, matter-of-factness in saying this. She says, I've interacted with several of your innards on various occasions. I would be able to tell whose it was.
You know what? Good point. I think I'm just going to look a rock.
Uh, okay.
A shiny one. It's probably not shiny, it's just a regular rock.
A rock. Thank goodness the rock is shiny because y'all got a force point donation. But somebody wants to even the score and gave you also an upgraded difficulty. So it's fine.
That's beautiful. That feels fair.
Oh no, I'm not regretting any of it.
Okay. Yeah, I
okay.
want to go look at that rock right now.
It is a rock. It is glittery and shiny from the reflection of Usalia's glow rod. Yeah, screw it. We'll call it a glow stick. Glow stick. But otherwise, it seems like it's just an ordinary rock. It's nice and smooth. It's got a nice shape to it, a good heft.
Is Mr. Perfect opportunity to call it a devil stick of some kind. I'm just saying.
I mean, I could. But...
But carrying on.
Okay. Well, I think it's really cool, and I'm just going to kind of admire it for a little bit, as you all do what you're going to do.
Okay. All right. So, party. You have no map to the system of tunnels and cave ahead of you. What's the plan? You know that there is a massive charging beast out in the canyon behind you. You know, at the very least, there are probe droids patrolling outside. Unsure if you're gonna run into anything in here. Most likely you will. How do you want to approach this?
You said at the end of the last session that the Force was calling to us, pulling to us.
Correct.
Is that in a way that we could follow it?
Oh, you know, I will say, you don't immediately get a sense like the Force is telling you left, right, forwards, backwards. Other than you are getting a sense of, you know, like a something telling you to keep going. However, if you would like to lean into the Force and see if you can garner direction, you could give me a survival check. And what I'm going to have you do before you do that is roll me a force die equal to your force rating. So if you've got a force rating of 2, you roll 2 force die, which are the white ones. If you have 1, you roll 1. And that'll go for anybody who is wishing to try and lean into their force abilities to do the next check. So force die first and tell me who's rolling.
Somebody else probably should, with the nature of how Usalia uses the Force. My effective Force rating currently is 0 because my Force dice are committed.
I've
wanna
only
do
got
it,
a
Emma?
1. I've only got a 1. Does anybody?
I have 2, so I will give it a shot.
Okay.
I didn't want to assume taking the lead on anything tracking or knowledge related unless otherwise stated. So it's just the force die you want first.
Yeah, just the force die to
correct?
start because I want to see
Too
first-
dark.
okay.
Oof.
So I mentioned this last time, but I'll bring it up again. So when you roll a force die, if you roll a dark side point, normally you can't. That basically means you can't use the force, right? However, you have the option to lean into the dark side and use the force abilities if you just also suffer conflict equal to the number of dark side you use, and you flip one of the player light side points to the dark side. That's the cost to use a dark side. Lean into the dark side.
In terms of conflict effect, what does that entail exactly?
So what that will mean is you will gather conflict. You can gather conflict throughout the session, and then at the end of the session, I'll have you roll like a d8. I think it's a d8. And you will increase or decrease your morality based on whatever the results end up being, and we will discuss that after session.
Got you.
So ultimately, leaning into the dark side has a chance for you to impact your morality, and that could make it go up or down.
It's not automatic that it's just because dark side it will be negative
Correct.
effects of the morality.
Yeah.
It just causes the possibility of a change.
Correct. Yeah. The true difference mechanically is that the light side, there is no additional shenaniganery that goes on for you to access the force. So
I will withhold using the force in this instance. I think Alma is still proud enough to try and just use pure memory and studies in this situation.
that's valid. Okay. Anybody, if you are not using the force, I would need 1 PC to give me, it's going to be an opposed survival check of 2 purple. But that'll be 3 because of an upgraded, make the difficulty +1. So survival check with 3 purple. Who would like to make it? And only one person has to make it.
If it's survival, it might be best for me to.
Okay.
How does my outdoorsman skill?
Let me pull that back up. And outdoorsman removes setbacks, right?
I think so, yeah, and cuts travel time in half.
Okay. This is mostly for discerning the way, so in this particular role, it's not going to take effect, considering there are no setbacks that are applied because you have the glow stick.
Okay. So I have 2 proficiency for my role, and then you said 2 difficulty and a challenge?
No, just 2 difficulty, plus
2 difficulty.
1 additional one for the donation, so it'll be 3 difficulty total.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you
No,
said
you're
one of
good.
them was upgraded.
No. I did, but I misspoke and tried to correct myself. So you were listening and you listened correctly. I just made an error. As it happens.
Okay. Final result, 1 success, 1 threat.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff on the die that canceled out.
Okay. Fun. Okay. All right. So I know that's not what you want to hear out of the GM. Oh, fun. All right.
It's the sounds of interesting story, which is good for story.
The rest of us, however.
For the threat, take 1 strain for your threat. With the success, I'm assuming folks are gonna follow Usalia's lead. Okay. Usalia, sorry. All right. So with the success, you're able to navigate between your glow stick and kind of feeling out what seems to make the most sense to you. You know, you're able to navigate the first few layers to this cavern, tunnel. And you eventually find yourself, while you get past a few pathways that, like you feel aren't right, they're blocked, or they've got some weird smell attached to them, kind of like, okay, air smells pretty foul down here, don't want to go down that route. You eventually find yourself at a crossroads. There are a series of 5 pathways that you can take.
Can I let me look at my sheet and make sure I'm asking the right thing. I believe there's a roll I can make to know That could be wrong.
Are you thinking like a talent?
Yes, but my sheet saved weirdly, so I can't see it anymore.
Um, so on the copy I have, you have Natural Mystic, Force Power check. Force is my ally. You can suffer strain to perform a Force Power action as a maneuver. Forewarning is perform the forewarning action, which increases the defense of allies. And then you have Uncanny Reactions and Keen Eyed.
No, I remember I saw it. I used it last time.
So the
So I
4C, are you talking about the 4C power?
I believe that's what it was.
Okay. Where you can conjure the vision and see the next 24 hours.
Yes.
So you are still technically within the 24
Oh,
hours
okay. Sorry.
from last session, so you would not be able to use that specifically.
Okay. Never mind.
It's all right.
Before we decide a direction to go, would it be possible to take a look at, because you said it's 5 pathways, correct?
Correct.
Could I take a look at each of the pathways and see if there's anything in terms of noticeable features that stand out as that would give a red flag as to this is probably not a good idea to go, or alternatively that there are signs of like imperial movement
Yeah, sure.
that's been happening? Because I remember from last session it was like someone had spotted that there was like speeder and that there was the oil and reserves and stuff that had been left behind. I was wondering if that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that up. Okay. Let's go with
Would this be perception in this case to pick up details, or would this be survival?
I'm trying to. I actually have it in my notes. Give me just a
Gotcha.
quick second. Let's make this. Let's go with perception, and you are going to. All right. So there's light, so we don't have to worry about any setbacks. Let's make this average difficulty, so that'll be 2 purple.
Okay.
And is anybody else rolling to check stuff out, or is it just Alma?
I think I would also happily, especially because I can probably get a little. I don't want to leave really the radius of, hearing of the group, but because I have slightly better vision in the dark, I would aid in fanning out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, then you may also go ahead and roll same difficulty, 2 purple.
Okay.
And one more time, this is perception.
Correct.
Yes. So I have 2 ranks in perception, so 2 upgraded die for 3 in cunning. So that's 2 yellow, 1 green. I have naturally, well, not naturally. I have uncanny senses from force talent, 1 rank, which adds a boost die to all perception checks.
Okay.
And 2 difficulty, so we're going to roll that. And final result is only 1 advantage, so no success.
Okay.
Oh boy. I that's not how you want to hear me currently.
Oh no,
starting
it
to roll.
is. What do you got?
I've got 1 success and 3 threat.
Good lord.
Okay. So, oh my god. Okay.
Nyre's going on a journey of some sort of discovery.
No,
I don't know what they're discovering. It's probably not something good.
I personally love that. Okay. So for the advantage, Alma, do you have any strain that you would like to recover? I think it costs 2 for you to notice a thing, but you can add a boost to the next allied character's check if you'd like. Save that advantage.
I will.
Oh, you
I
can
will
spend
add-
1 to notice an important point. So you can notice 1 single thing if you'd like, or you can do the boost.
I will do the boost.
Okay. So there is a boost on the table for the next PC that makes a check. For Nyre, you're a success. For your threat, we're off to such a great start for you. I swear, I almost have to ask, like, are you making this up? Because this is...
I am not, and it's delightful. I think part of me has gone, the sort of what's the term? Part of me is gone. If I just keep making rolls, eventually one of them will be good, but that does necessitate
Several
multiple bad
bad.
ones first. So there's really, it's only fun things. I
Okay.
said positively.
Yep. Okay. So with your success, you're checking out, I'm assuming, a different passageway than what Alma's checking out. I would guess. Am I wrong?
Yes, I think Nyre would have headed a few passageways away to try and,
Okay.
Cover as much ground as we have. We don't think we're being followed by anything necessarily. It doesn't seem like the very large cave crawler can get in here, but I think as we were walking also, all of you would have noticed Nyre glancing back the way we came with just, clear, lingering nerves and worry.
Okay.
So it was a little bit rushed.
In your rush, you're scoping out this other pathway, and you do notice what appears to be a tiny little metal device lodged way up high on the wall. It's a little high even for you, but you can see that it is this metal square small thing with a blinking red light. Blink. Blink. Your threat. What weapon are you currently carrying?
Actively or on my person?
I guess actively if you've got something out.
Actively, it would be a knife.
Okay.
Nyre switched from their rifle to, now that we're in, closer quarters and visibility's stranger, has switched to a knife, thinking about how close they shot to Usalia and Rhalnav last time.
Okay. With those 3 threat, you are leaning, straining on your toes to try and get a real good look at that object before you report to the rest of the group. And in your attempts to focus and hone all your attention on that metal object, you lose the grip on your knife and it clatters to the stone ground, and all of you hear that clinking, clattering metal echoing throughout the tunnels.
Is everything all right?
It is immediately followed by the sound of Nyre cursing as they realize it's made a sound, and then the sound of Nyre stopping themselves too late from making an additional sound.
You hear echoing of this curse through the tunnels.
Are you trying to draw the Imperial soldiers down on us? Is that what you're trying? Are you looking for a fight? Because I can give you one.
I come beelining back out of the tunnel, and at this back part of that sentence, just kind of you see Nyre, when you say I can give you one, actually just stops, looks honestly quite alarmed at that. Just sorry, no, I don't want that. There is a box with a red blinking light in there. Does that ring any bells for you
mean
or
like
anybody else?
Like a security camera?
I didn't see a lens, but it was high up. I didn't see much of anything. First I was thinking camera, then I was thinking a weapon or something. Sorry about the knife.
Did anybody else see anything like that in any of the other tunnels?
Regrettably, I did not. I was having some difficulty, and then when I believe I may have found something, I was startled by the noise.
Wait, did I miss something? We're going into tunnels?
You arrived at a crossroads of 5.
No, she was
Uh,
asking. She was asking.
oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
Nyre's for someone who's relatively tall is kind of gently crumpling in on themselves a little bit with tension. Just sorry about that, Alma. I mean, if nothing else, box that way means that someone else has been that way, which means that way bad.
Or something
Perhaps?
good.
Hey, Alma. Can you give me a vigilance check, please?
Oh, that's a thing I always
Oh,
want to hear
good.
when GM asks me for. Vigilance. Okay, that is will. That is 2 for me.
It's going to be average,
Difficulty.
so 2 purple.
Okay, so 2 ability, 2 difficulty.
Okay, so can one of you explain to me what we're doing? Because I was looking at my shiny rock. I'm sorry. What happened?
Just 3 heads from different heights simultaneously turn with like a cockeye at Poppy asking this question.
Nyre's still standing just in the doorway is not quite the right term, is still standing in the entryway to this, just leaning out with kind of quizzical,
I mean,
vague concern
I
as
don't know
Pop.
what you're doing. Are you just hanging out? I mean,
I'm finding
To
strange boxes, apparently,
mm-hmm.
and dropping things also, apparently.
We are attempting to determine which way to go to find any sort of Imperial forces.
Wasn't that a while back?
Just there, I think. Given that I love the fact that I've noted from my character sheet she is 6 feet 7 inches tall. If you could imagine a 6 foot 7 foot tall alien doing a full body just like sigh that starts from head all the way down to toe. Dex, for in terms of results, it is 1 success, 1 advantage for that roll.
Okay. Carry on. I'll address that in a moment.
No, I mean, y'all are doing great. I thought we were further. Sorry.
haven't we have not moved very far, and therefore we have not changed our particular predicament that we find ourselves in.
Oh, okay. Time gets all mixed up in my head, so.
I have gathered as much over time.
Alma. While this conversation is going on and people are talking and all this is being said by Poppy, you hear in the distance down the tunnel that you were trying to explore. Help! I need help! Someone help us!
You are a terrible person for putting this on Alma specifically, Dax. You're a terrible person. Oh,
I think that means you love it.
yes. Yes, if I'm actively looking at you like I wish that I knew the ability to cast meteors directly onto your living place, that probably means you're
Well,
doing
that's just
something
rude.
correctly. I didn't say I want them to hit your living place. I just want to cast it in that direction. If it lands on a household of someone you don't like or a neighbor who's been rude to you, I don't have any control over that.
That's a different system, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
That
most
part comes
beautifully
later.
elaborate, precise edition of that I think I've ever heard.
Anyways, I think there is a moment of her turning to look to the group. There is somebody who is calling out for help nearby.
That seems to narrow down another tunnel we should not go down. So that leaves what, 3?
Why shouldn't we go down it?
There's blinking tech in that one. Somebody yelling for help in that one. It sounds like a trap to me.
I am most certain that it is a trap. However, I do not believe that it is worthwhile to take the risk that we could be wrong.
As you're saying that, Nyre, not subtly, has already started to walk towards that tunnel.
Usalia holds your eyes, Alma, for a moment, silently,
Poppy's following.
and then sighs and shrugs her shield back down on her arm and follows after, trying to catch up to Nyre and summoning her Ichor Blade at the same time as she passes Alma. Stay behind me, at least.
Trust me when I say I don't think this is a good idea. Nevertheless, I find myself compelled to follow it through.
Usalia will give her a nod and hurry forward to catch up to Nyre. As we're going down this tunnel quietly, I think kind of whispering to Nyre, seem a little uneasy out here. Is this your first real action that you've seen? I thought you were old enough to serve in the war. I could be wrong.
Not quite old enough for that, no. First thing like this with a team, I'm normally, you can see they're kind of shifting back and forth, clearly a little bit more at ease now that you're here, but still having been very willing to just walk into this alone. They have switched to, are continuing to switch weapons as they move. Normally it's just me running into stuff, and it normally doesn't work out super great for me, as I'm sure you've been able to gather.
Well, we are stronger in numbers. Watch everyone's back. And if I'm in the way, don't be afraid to take the shot.
Really?
I can promise you I've stared down larger guns than the one you're carrying. She picks up the pace a bit.
I believe that. Nyre kind of falls into flank behind you, and you can feel they're just looking at you with a little bit of it's all almost kind of as they hover behind your shoulder.
I'm gonna have y'all do a group stealth check. So, as a reminder, the group stealth checks, one person will do the rolling. You are going to take whoever has the highest characteristic and the highest rank in stealth, and that is going to be the dice pool.
Agility of 2.
Same.
Agility of 3.
Poppy, what is your agility?
I'm looking. Come on, show me, please. My agility is 2.
So it would be Nyre has agility of 3.
And then who has the highest ranks in stealth?
I have
none.
1.
None.
Yes, I have
None
1.
for me.
Rank.
All right, so we'll have 2 green and 1 yellow is the base dice pool. Who is going to do the rolling?
Do we want Nyre to do it just to see if this is the one? Or do we want to risk
Go
it?
for it. Your rolls are always interesting.
At the very least, they'll be entertaining.
It's not
Don't
going to be
immediately, I was
boring.
like, I'm not gonna put myself forward, but I do think it would be interesting one way or another.
Nyre,
all right.
make the roll.
So here's before you select your dice, reminder that you have 4 light side points. You can spend 1 to turn one of those greens into another yellow because you only have the 1 rank. Do you want to do that?
I think I would love to do that.
Okay.
I would
So there's
also
now
suggest
5
that
dark
because it
side
is Nyre.
points in the GM pool and 3 in the player pool for the light side points. So it will be 1 green and 2 yellow is your base dice. It is a hard check upgraded So it'll be 1 purple, 2 red, but you are going to get a boost, so that is a blue.
Delightful. Let me, before I roll any of that, just real quick skim my abilities to make sure there's nothing that
Absolutely.
would be just to be extra safe. Non-athletics coordination check. And this isn't anything that, I mean, actually dark vision would come in regardless because I don't have any setbacks. All right, so 2 yellow, 1 green, 1 purple, 2 red, and 1 boost blue.
Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, Buzz, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. 2 success, 2 threat.
Okay.
That's a lot better than I thought was gonna happen, to be honest. With that many
Okay.
challenge dice.
It's the trend of a lot of things canceled each other out in really fast. Ooh, yes, a lot of things canceled each other in fascinating ways.
Like Poppy said, about 50%.
Thank
really
Alma
good.
for that boost. That's all I'm going to say is just thank Alma for that boost.
Oh Lord.
Thank you very much.
Okay. For those 2 threat, what I think I'm going to have you do is that the next time you perform an action, you're going to have to add a setback. And I think narratively what this looks like is, you just got told off by Usalia, and you've had some really bad luck since getting onto HOPEmas, between the canyon and everything else that's going on, dropping the knife. You're kind of maybe a little on edge. You're maybe feeling a little self-doubt, so we're gonna mechanically add a setback to the next time you do an action, whether that be a skill check or whatever. All right, so success. All right, I'll keep note of that success. Thank you very much. All right, so what is the marching order in this tunnel? I mean, it's a pretty wide tunnel. We know that Nyre is behind Usalia. Is there anybody else in a very specific marching order between Alma and Poppy?
I think when Poppy saw Nyra walking, Poppy started following. So whoever, if people jumped in before or after, I don't know.
Okay.
I think that would mean that the order would be Nyre, Poppy, Usalia, and then Alma at the back, because Usalia specifically told me to be behind her. So
Okay.
I am coming up the rear.
You are coming up the rear. All right. Since you are coming up the rear, I will make it explicit to the rest of you that you don't hear any calls down this tunnel.
It's 8 o'clock.
And Alma, you hear calls that forever seem to be just further down the tunnel. It's almost like it's echoing and carrying towards you. Help! We need help!
Do any of you hear that?
Hear what? I'm not really listening, so I couldn't tell you.
No.
I'm curious, GM.
Yeah.
Alma has interacted with enough people given her previous line of work in terms of negotiations and conversation and such. She's more inclined to be a talkative type than necessarily a fighter. Is there a way to either roll or to invoke something related to the Force to sense whether or not there's something affecting her, or there's something off about what she's hearing?
Give me... I think it'd be most appropriate for you to give me I will give you a choice. You can either give me a medicine check and have it relate to your medical abilities, or you can give me a perception check. as you try to discern this voice and see if there's any funny business about it.
I think I will have it be perception in that case.
Okay.
So that is 2 yellow, 1 green, given
And
my
it'll be
stats
3
and my
purple.
ranks. 3 purple. Okay. And I add a boost die to all my perceptions, so clearing all of that. So 2 yellow, 1 green, a boost, and 3 purple, you said?
Correct.
All right, here we go. That is an interesting spread. 1 failure, 1 triumph, 1 threat.
Okay, so you fail with the significant boon that comes with the triumph. Okay. So I will describe what the failure represents, then you can tell me what you want that significant boon to look like. So you're listening to this voice, and as far as you can tell, it does match the tenor and tone of victims in the past that you've helped that have gone through some sort of trauma. You know, you can hear that strain in the voice, you can hear pain, you can hear desperation. Nothing about the voice seems off to you or seems to be a trick. So what significant boon do you you can insert something into the scene, you can notice something significant. What do you think that significant boon represents for Alma in this situation?
You said she had experienced this before, correct? Or the voices are remind her of something from her past, correct?
Correct.
Do they sound exactly like the voices I've heard before?
Are you thinking of a specific memory?
Well, we're going for entertainment here, so I'm going with the memory of, I think, the voices she heard of people who got hurt in the aftermath of the thermal detonator explosion that caused her to get the scars on her face. I think that's what motivated her to do her training, to become a surgeon, to be involved in medical work. That's why I'm asking. I think that's what it reminds her of. Like, it's a very vivid, like, flashbulb level intensity. And she notices something. If there's, let's say, a negative repercussion that's about to hit us, I think she notices it just in, like, the moment before it happens.
Okay. She
still can't tell that it's a lie or what the truth of it is, but that's what I'm leaning towards for, is that it brings back something from back then.
I will say that the longer that Alma listens to these voices, the more she is struck by the similarity of those voices to that memory. It almost triggers Alma can feel her heart beating faster, as if she finds herself back in that moment again.
I think she reaches out a hand to Usalia's shoulder and stops her. Tell me, do you or anyone else here have a thermal detonator on you?
I don't think I brought one with me, no. It didn't seem like the kind of job that would need one.
Do I still have the scars on my face that you are used to seeing there?
Yes. Are you okay?
I'm hearing things from when I first received them, and I cannot be certain if I can discern reality at this moment.
Well, I don't know if that's your trauma or something here in this cave. For the sake of all of us, keep your weapon holstered for now. Stay close.
She keeps everyone walking, but she says more quietly just so Usalia can hear her. If I become a liability, do not hesitate to leave me behind.
It's not going to happen, and you know it.
Carries on. She's unnerved and very much going to be caught. I'd say if there is anything mechanical for the benefit of our GM, it is she will not be remotely prepared for anything combative to come their way.
Eventually, the tunnel opens up. And Alma, you see ahead of you a group of what appear to be miners. You know, they've got the essentially like the coveralls, and they're covered in dirt, and you can see equipment nearby. They all appear to be suffering from some sort of ailment. Their skin is red. There's not to get too gross, but boils on their skin. They it's very hard to tell if it's an illness or if these are burns from some sort of an attack. And they see the group of you exit out of this tunnel, and they call, don't come any closer. It's contagious. Just send us some help. What do you do, Alma?
There is a moment where I think everyone is able to see her stop. And there is what passes for a pallor that takes over her skin and her face, just a look of unease. And there's a whisper happening repeatedly on end. There are other more important things. There are other more important things. GM, I was curious. Is it possible for her to see if she can influence them with her force abilities? As she does have the force power influence.
You're more than welcome to try.
What would be the rolls and such that I need to do for that?
How many force die do you have?
I have a force rating of 2.
So you're going to roll 2 white force die. And you're going to tell me what force points you get. And
2 dark side, 1 light side.
okay. If you'd like, you may spend that light side point to activate your influence ability without any additional costs.
I think she reaches out to a few of them, and specifically with the influence basic power, it says you can generate positive emotions such as peace, tranquility, and friendliness. I think it feels like for her there is almost a dissociation away from her body, and she remembers sort of the depths of Camino from when she grew up. And it's like she's looking at something that brought her happiness and calm. Mostly like algae and like little bits of coral and sea anemones that were bioluminescent, and she reaches out to a few of them to try and give them like a sense of peace of mind and sort of ease, to try and be like, this will be okay, we will get help.
You feel the force move through you. And you've done this before, it's a very familiar feeling, but for some reason, it's almost as if somebody cranked up the volume to 100. You can feel it resonating in every fiber of your being. Every cell is alive with electricity. As soon as you send out this, not necessarily command, but this feeling of positive emotion, this calming influence, the miners disappear, and all that nervousness, that unnerving energy dissipates, and you, Alma, are left with a sense of calm and a feeling as if you have somehow passed a test.
I think she does not, outside of that look of unease and stress on her face, she gathers herself up, and as she typically tries to present herself relatively well put together, but I think there are just tears streaking down her face. But it's possibly more unnerving that Alma's showing any emotion or any signs of emotion. It says, that was unsettling.
More visions?
They're gone now. There's many of them who we will not be able to help, isn't there?
Always. That's the nature of war and rebellion. But you push through it. Seems like my anxieties about you joining us were unfounded.
I'm uncertain whether this path was worthwhile to go down, at least for our overall goals.
Well, it's a path. That's the important part. It'll lead us somewhere.
At the specifically after there's many of them we won't be able to help, Nyre, kind of tensing up, started drifting away from the group a little bit and has been looking for, is this a dead end or does the path continue past this?
So you can see from the glow of Usalia's glow rod that now where Alma saw these miners up ahead of you is the tunnel has opened up into this cavern. And it is shaped like a very shallow bowl where the floor kind of has collapsed downwards into a depression. But you can see up ahead beyond the bowl. Like if you just get through that and climb a little ways back up, you can continue on the pathway ahead. And beyond that is darkness.
Nyre from a little ways ahead, having not descended down into it yet, calls back over their shoulder. I think it keeps going. Don't know to where, but we might need a little more light.
Can Poppy just run ahead once Nyra says that?
You absolutely can. Poppy, as you descend into the middle of the bowl, you get about halfway through the bowl when you realize that your eyes are beginning to water and you start to feel hacking coughs ripping up through your lungs. I need you to give me an average resilience check.
Okay, I guess I should have brought some water with me. But I probably have some. I probably have like a but
She can't die, folks. We have to remember this. Above all else,
Hey,
Poppy
welcome,
can't
Raiders.
die. Welcome, Raiders.
One of our
Perfect timing.
PCs has just dove straight ahead into danger because, of course. So, all right. So, Janie, for Poppy, your brawn is 2. You have no ranks in resilience, it looks like. So, it'll be
Or
2
not.
green. And then it's an average check, so it'll be 2 purple
so 2 green
and
and
2
2
purple. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Did I lose the dice roller again? Yes, I did because I don't like to remember where I put things.
Nyre's
There you
partway
go.
through, listing out all that we might need some more light, and it looks like Tricky Train. Oh, as Poppy just goes sprinting.
Well, she wasn't wait, that 2 green. What did I do wrong? Oh, okay. I am rolling completely wrong, so let me just clear that because I rolled like 10 dice
Oh,
accidentally.
yeah, you gotta reset.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
reset. Okay, I hit clear, and it just
that
kept
would be
rolling.
that would be so funny if
That
you
would be a
rolled that. We're
massive
like
dice pool.
we're like 8 successes and 3 advantages. I'm like, how did you do that? Is
Okay,
this just a
2.
Poppy skill specifically that you can
Specifically
do
Poppy.
that?
Possibly.
25 dice in a pool.
Okay, so I got 1 success.
Okay. With a success, although you are feeling those hacking coughs ripping through your lungs, and you know, your eyes are stinging and they're watering, your nose is starting to run, the success allows you to resist the ill effects of whatever this is long enough to get up and out of the bowl to the passage beyond. And once you are up out of the bowl, you find that you are able to breathe normally again. You know, your nose is
Okay.
still a little runny, you got the remnants of the tears, but you are able to breathe.
So I'm going to call back and tell them not to breathe.
Okay. All of you hear, "Don't breathe," echoing through the tunnel, and you can hear it echoing beyond you down the passageway that you just came from.
Every one of them is here for a reason, she says, looking at Alma. I wonder if this might be Poppy's.
Poppy's the canary in the tunnel.
I'm so glad that both Anna and I are playing characters who just say very matter-of-fact things. It would not be as funny otherwise.
Okay. All right. So Poppy has run, maybe y'all heard a little coughing as Poppy was running through the bowl, but otherwise, she has told you don't breathe. So what do the 3 of you do? And
the one
your
thing I
face.
did not like the one thing that I did not bring that I should have thought of to bring was a breather mask. God damn it!
You can spend a light side point if you would like to retroactively say you had one. I will say the Kel door will not have to worry about this check.
I was about to ask that question, so you beat me to it.
Yep. I could see
Nyre...
it brewing in your head, Emma.
Yeah,
So.
you could see me scrolling through being like, what's the mechanical impact of this? Nyre, whose face is half covered by goggles, half covered by their wraparound mask.
And I will say that if you
and just
spend
kind
the
of
light
nods.
side point, it will be respirators for everybody. It is not, other than,
Okay, I
other
was
than
just about
Nyre,
to
who,
be like-
who has one permanently attached to their face.
I guess Usalia is kind of screwed on that one. I guess you.
I mean, my resilience is very high. I can hold my breath and probably make it across this bowl.
What? My resilience is not that high, but I would also be willing to take that risk.
You want to take the risk?
If there's any way that I can aid with this give it, like, I don't know what that could possibly look like.
I will
but-
say in this
don't think-
instance, no. Unless you're gonna run with your hands over their faces. Like it's
Oh yeah, no, I definitely can't help with the breathing. I've for sure. I would like to, if nothing else, like be keeping up the rear in case somebody falls or
That's fair.
something goes horribly
That's
wrong.
fair.
That would be what I would be doing.
Sure.
I do have a thought
Sure.
in regards to this, at least for what Alma is thinking immediately in response to that. Is there anything in terms of... Because I think Alma's immediate thought is like, hearing that is not necessarily follow that direction, but is like, okay, what is, from what she knows about a planet like this, what would be a potential like biological source of something that noxious or terrible? So
Okay.
that's where my mind is going. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy for her to figure that out, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to give that a shot. 'Cause it's an
You know what?
education-based thing.
FEMAS is in the core, so go ahead and give me a core worlds check.
Okay, so that is three. That is three in. So yeah, that's 3 green die. Are there any setbacks or anything of that sort? On
There will
this?
not be any setbacks on this, no.
Okay, so just 3.
The only one who has a
abilities?
setback right now is Nyre.
Gotcha. And what is the difficulty for this?
This is going to be hard, so 3 purple.
I was sad, but figured you would say that. My sadness is immeasurable, and my day has been ruined.
Well, it's only like what, 5:30? Yeah, plenty of time.
Once again, another interesting roll set. I really do like the way the dice play out in this system. 2 successes and 2 threats.
Great. So I will say that this is not necessarily with the success. It's not necessarily specific to FEMAS itself. But you understand that a lot of planets that are like FEMAS, that have most of their water sourcing from underground, they don't have above ground lakes and the like. And so it's a very typically dry planet that oftentimes, if you tunnel down below the surface, you can run into bad air pockets. And it's just gases from the lower levels of the planet that are kind of being able to seep up through the cracks of these tunnels. And you know that FEMAS is a planet that has been considerably mined for minerals and crystals and the like. So it is very possible that what you are looking at is just a bad air pocket of poisonous gas. It is passable, but it is dangerous. And with the threat, I will say take 2 strain for those threat. You've just gone through a pretty stressful situation.
Yeah, no.
And now
no,
this.
I was... and now for something completely different. Gas.
Open book test post, or closed book test rather, post
Yep.
the horrors.
Yep. All right, so
I just want to know, Emma, you just gave me a flashback to college, and I don't want that. Don't do this to me right now. This is my fun space. Don't ruin it, please.
So Nyre's gonna bring up the rear. Alma and Usalia, are you planning to just take the risk and do the resilience check, or do you want to spend that light side point and say that there are actually breather masks in the inventory and Poppy just potentially just forgot she had one? I don't know.
I will spend my other light side point, and I'll kind of dig in a bag and hand a rebreather over to Alma.
Okay, so there are now 2 light side points left in the player pool and 6 dark side now in the GM pool. Don't forget, audience, you can donate to give the players force points. Or, there's one $100 incentive to give them a really big complication. Just saying. It's all for a good cause. Hurt the players for a good cause. Anyway, continue.
I think Poppy did not think about the mask.
I mean, you can blame Usalia. She had him in her pack,
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in Poppy's head.
Yes, that's true. The rock. The rock is a big one. It's been a good find.
And a screwdriver.
And the screwdriver, yes. Okay. So I will say, if Alma and Usalia equip the rebreathers, you do not need to make the resilience check, and you are able to get through this pocket of gaseous, poisonous air without ill effect.
There's a fanfic moment to be written here of like, babe, can we get through the terrible pocket of poisonous air together in the mines?
Yep.
Okay, so we're here. We're going to the tunnels, right? Isn't that what we were going to do when we got here?
Yes.
Yeah. Further down into the tunnel. Okay.
I'm speaking like this is the first tunnel I've encountered, even though we
Have been going
encountered.
through.
Not just at all, just ever in your entire existence
Yeah.
of life. It's like, what the fuck is a tunnel?
I would suggest not running off again, Poppy. That is a good way to end up dead.
Okay, what were we going to go here anyway?
We were, but as a team, I cannot be a shield in front of you if you run ahead.
Okay, so you can go first next time.
She will give Poppy kind of a nod and then continue down the tunnel.
Great. The last thing I will say before we head to a quick break is you head down this tunnel, and as you continue to follow along the passageway, moving quickly but quietly, you all start to notice glistening against the walls something shiny, here and there a speckle, a shimmer, almost at the edge of perception. Then it starts to become more frequent. And then you realize that it's not a glimmer in the rock, like Poppy's little rock that she found. You realize there's something on the walls. And the further you go down this tunnel, you realize that it's streaky and glittery and stringy. And eventually, you find yourselves staring ahead at a tunnel that is full of crystalline webbing. And that is where we are going to pause and take a quick break. So audience, we're going to go stretch and hydrate. We're going to pet our pets, grab a snack. We encourage you to do the same. And when we come back, we will see what else these tunnels have in store for the party. So sit tight and we'll be right back. We are back. Yes, I know I started talking before I unmuted myself, but that's fine. We have captions. Hi, welcome back to the final piece. This is part 2, where the party is down one member, and hence the otter silhouette on the, it's actually over here on the overlay. And they are exploring the tunnels, trying to locate the Rhŭn crystals that they know are here. They are trying to avoid capture and discovery by Imperial troopers. And we've run into like a bad air pocket. It's just been a whole mess if you are just joining us. And if you are not, and you've been here the whole time, then thank you for sticking around through our break. If you want to donate and help or hinder the cast, you can hit !donate in chat, and it'll bring up the Tiltify link for Project Hope. The party does not have a lot of light side points, so getting them a force point would be really helpful for them right now. All right, party. Before we went on break, I was saying that you continued on in this tunnel and you started noticing this very glittery substance on the wall. Somebody clip that. It's very crystalline and stringy, and it's webbing. That is what is ahead of you. So you could press on. As far as you know, you could press on and just deal with the webs and whatever is beyond it. You could turn around. What do you think, party? What is the plan here?
I'm going to stand behind Alma.
Valid. It's valid. Almost pretty easy to stand behind, all things considered. That Camino body.
Just basically just an extended form of a giraffe
Yep.
in a humanoid body. That's basically what I am.
Yep.
Nyre is still at Usalia's shoulder, I think, and as it like also close to the source of light, and as the crystalline structures are picking up that light, and we can finally see, is kind of bouncing foot to foot, but has stopped, sort of looking back at the other three with, does this seem like a pressing forward point, or a...
I mean, it's certainly danger, but we'd lose a lot of time going back.
And going back was the route with the blinky red light things.
Or 3 other undecided tunnels. This still may be the only one. They always tell you not to choose a different door after the other one was eliminated.
Who's they? I just have to ask. Sorry, ignore me.
You're ruining the immersion, Dex.
I said sorry.
A voice from on high echoes through the tunnels. We've never
Who's
heard it
they?
before.
One of
If
the
you have to
miners
ask, you won't know.
Yep.
One of the miners suddenly got more talkative after they disappeared from talking to them.
Do any of us recognize what this could be?
I'm not gonna make you roll for this. It looks like spider webbing. Yeah, not gonna make you roll for it. It is unusual because it is glimmering and glistening in the light. You could do a perception check to try to investigate it a little closer if you'd like to see maybe what kind of webbing, but it does give you spider web vibes.
If there's a large strand nearby, could I try and slice through it with my Iker blade?
Let me look at your Iker blade real quick. It's always a good thing to hear from the GM, isn't it?
It has Pierce 2, Superior Cortosis, Defensive 1, and Sunder.
And what's your base damage on that?
5 base damage, Brawn is 5.
Okay. Give me a weapon attack. So that is
Okay.
a melee weapon, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your melee. That is going to be hard. No, actually, you know what? For you, average difficulty, so 2 purple.
Okay. So I got 3 ability and 2 upgraded. And then you said 2 purple?
Correct.
2 success, 4 advantage.
All right, so it's base damage 5, 2 success, 7 bronze. So it's a 12. Okay. Your Iker blade slices through the webbing. However, as soon as the blade makes contact with the webbing, as it snaps, all of you hear this beautiful chiming noise that begins to echo along the webbing down the tunnel ahead of you.
Sure, that's fine. It says, kind of nervously glancing down the tunnel. How difficult was it for me to cut through that? Like, if one of my companions were to try and cut themselves out of this web, how difficult would
Hypothetically.
I gauge that to be?
Hypothetically.
Based on the tension in the web when you felt your blade make contact, based on how much how much force you had to give in that swing, you know that the weapon better be pretty darn sharp, or it will be nigh on impossible.
Right. So unless you all are already secretly carrying lightsabers, we may want to turn around.
Yeah, I don't know how to make one of those yet. Can I turn around first or should I walk behind one of you?
Uh, I don't think it matters. I just think we should go this way post haste.
Okay, bye.
I will bring up the rear just in case.
Poppy's already gone when she said it didn't matter.
Just in case our new friend decides to join us.
Yeah, Poppy's already gone when she said it didn't matter.
Okay.
Usalia kind of gives a glance to Nyre. Please make sure she doesn't die.
Will do. And grabbing one of the additional mask to get to Poppy will follow second. Wow, and hearing the chiming sound, kind of, these tunnels have great acoustics. First the knife, now this.
Okay. Poppy, you're the first one back into the depression room, right? Like where the floor is depressed. I have
Yeah.
no depression. I
MCR
corrected it.
playing
say
over
it.
the speakers.
This room is sad.
It was just
So
more like, thanks for
sad.
outing all of us for our depression room.
It's all
Listen,
black
that
and
was-
white and shades of gray in here. No color at all.
I don't find any joy
Well,
in
I mean,
everything
it's
that I did
dark
before.
too. It's super dark.
That's true
so-
because Usalia is the one with the glow rod. So okay.
I'll book it after Poppy.
Welcome on in, Raiders. Okay, so Poppy's the first one that gets to the room with the depressed floor. Nyre, who can see in the dark, follows up closely afterwards with a mask. I will say, Nyre, because you can see in the dark, you realize that there's something or someone on the other end of that depressed area of the floor. And before the two of you can start making the trek down into the bowl and to the other side of the passageway, you hear pew pew as blasters shoot at the party. So I would like everybody to get into initiative. So oh man, I'm telling you. All right, so here's the deal. Y'all are going to roll your vigilance, please. And there is no difficulty assigned to initiative checks. So just roll whatever your vigilance is and tell me what your result is.
So that's like, for me, that would be 1 or 2.
Let me look. You have 1 rank in vigilance, and you
Yes.
have 2 willpower, so it'll be 1 green, 1 yellow.
1 green, 1 yellow. And I'm going to remember to clear everything or reset,
Yes,
actually.
reset before you select your new dice. Yep.
I mean, I'm fine with you rolling like 12 dice at one given point, but I don't know. Might be a
I
bit
got
much.
2 advantage.
2 advantage.
1 success and 3 advantage.
Okay.
I should have rolled different dice pools, so I'm going to just re-roll that really quickly. I missed one of my 3.
Okay.
3 success, 1 advantage.
Okay.
3 success, 2 advantage.
All right. So it is going to be NPCs and then all the PCs again. So, all right, party. As I said, you hear pew 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 as the blasters are firing at Nyre and Poppy. So, because the NPCs are getting a little bit of help from my dark side point that I'm going to flip right now. So there is now 3 light side points in the player pool And there's 5 dark side points in the GM pool. Let's see. Okay. They don't have to worry about those setbacks. Where's my dice? There's my dice. Oh, that's fun. All right. Okay. Poppy, how many wounds do you have?
I don't have any.
Well, what's your
Oh,
max?
10 million. No? Okay, 12.
Okay.
I tried.
And your soak is 3.
Yeah.
Okay, Janie, I am so sorry. So, Poppy, because you were the first one out of the tunnel, you were the one that the troopers are going to take aim at. And, can you roll me? All right, so you're going to take, and this is after soak, 11 wounds. So you are still awake. You have 1 wound left, and you have all your strengths. You're still conscious. You're still kicking. I also do need you to roll me a D100, please.
Okay, is that on the dice roller?
I think there's a D100 on that dice roller as well. I think it also has
Yes.
the D6.
Okay. Oh, wait, let me clear everything. Reset. I mean, clear D100.
There's
Roll.
donations to help the party, just saying.
I got 75.
75.
Can I use a donation to help? What can I do?
All right, so 75. That's the wrong table. This is the table I want. Okay. Add to your sheet hamstrung. It's a average, so 2 purple critical injury, which means you that'll be the difficulty to try and clear it. You will lose your free maneuver until the end of the encounter. So if you want to move or activate any abilities that require a maneuver to activate during this combat encounter, you will need to suffer 2 strain. You do not get one for free.
Okay, and you said it's how many purple you said?
It's 2 purple. So it's an average difficulty to heal. Okay.
Okay.
NPCs have gone.
This
Players, it's up to you.
How far is Usalia and Alma from engagement?
I mean, I probably short range. You weren't that far down the tunnel, you know? So,
Okay.
because you were moving by the time that Poppy arrived at the passageway entrance, so I think it's reasonable to say you're a short range away.
Okay, so a free maneuver can
Get
get
you
me
out
into
to Poppy. Yep. And then
can
an
get up to
additional maneuver would get you across the bowl.
gotcha.
Just
Gotcha.
for distancing kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I want to be engaged in melee, so
I was also about to ask, for distance purposes, I'm checking the text of a couple things real quick, but is from where Poppy and Nyre are to the other side of the bowl, is the other side of the bowl a location within short range, question mark?
It's 1 range band, so short.
Short, all right.
sorry, how far away are the shooters?
1 range band away.
Okay. So that would be short range.
Correct.
Okay. Can I do a thing?
If you would like to take the first spot.
Is that okay with everybody? I want to use one of my points, or one of a point, to do something called bind. which is the force user restrains an enemy, preventing the target from acting. The user may spend a force point to immobile. I guess that's what that is. A target within short range until the end of the user's next turn.
Is that one of the force powers?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to roll a force die first.
Okay.
So roll, because you have 1 force rating?
2.
You have 2. So you can roll 2 white force die and tell me what you get. We'll start there.
Okay. Do I have 2 in here? No.
You can click the white twice and it'll give you multiple die.
I know I clicked it and it didn't like me.
Oh, oops.
Final result. Okay, I got. Let me make sure I'm reading everything on here. 3 dark side.
Okay, so you have a choice. You can either not activate the power, or you can, but you will have to flip one of the light side points to the dark side, and you will have to suffer a conflict for however many points you use, however many dark side points you use.
Okay, I won't use it.
Okay. So then the power will go to reach for the power, and it kind of fizzles as it doesn't activate. You don't have your free maneuver. Do you want to spend 2 strain to use a maneuver to maybe get behind a rock for some cover, or do you want to I don't know, do you have an incidental that you might want to do, a free action?
Oh, actually, can I re-roll that? I use my once per session re-roll. The force is my ally. I think that, no, natural mystic. Once per session may re-roll any 1 force power check.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You absolutely can.
Okay, this says 1 dark side, 1 light side.
Okay. So you can spend that light side point to activate that bind power. Now it's the basic power, right?
I had planned, I didn't put it on my sheet. I was going to up it 1 for range, but that's fine. 1 is,
Well,
yeah,
they're short
basic.
range away from you, so you don't really
Okay.
need the upgrade.
Okay.
So you're going to spend a light side point to immobilize a target within short range until the end of your next turn. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So they will not be able to move until the end of your next turn. Do you have any incidentals you'd like to use?
No.
Okay. All right. Next PC.
I would love to get up there and make some friends.
Okay.
Awesome.
Spend your 2 strain to do your additional maneuver.
Yeah, Usalia will kind of bound past everybody who's here and kind of leap, I think, halfway across this this dip in the middle of the room, and is going to, as I approach them, can I see who has like the bigger gun or something? Like, do I see what kind of weapons these folks are carrying? How many there are?
So these troopers are a minion group, and in this system it kind of means that like there's a group of them, but they're going to act as one and they're all the same. So nobody has a bigger gun, but I will say that you notice that they are carrying blaster carbines, so big ranged heavy type blasters. They do have some very oversized knives strapped to their back, and you can see that they are wearing trooper armor and vision gear, vision goggles. So that is what you are able to see as you are approaching them.
Gotcha. So I'm barreling straight into the middle of this group, creating chaos and fear as I can. I will also, I've seen combat before. I'm going to drop the glow rod here where the engagement is happening.
Okay.
So that the light source kind of stays in this spot for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, barreling into this, taking a swing, my shield out in front of me.
Okay. It is going to be easy difficulty for you. So one
Love
purple.
to hear that. 1 purple, 2 proficient, 3 ability. Do I get any boost or anything in this instance?
No, because your difficulty is already reduced.
Gotcha. That's 2 success, 4 advantage.
And your blade does how much again?
Blade does 5 base and then brawn a 5.
And you got 2 again, success?
2 success, 4 advantage. With the advantage automatically produced by superior, is that just there's always a base of 1, or is that always in addition to what I roll?
Excuse me, say the question again.
For superior
Mhm.
as a weapon quality, it always produces 1 advantage. So is that it always produces 1 minimum, or it always produces 1 in addition to what
1
I
minimum.
roll?
So even if
1
you
minimum.
never roll
Okay.
advantage, you will always have that 1 because you have superior.
Awesome. So with 4 advantage, where's my chart? I mean, I have Sunder. If I go 4 levels of Sunder, that would that destroy it or come real close?
I'm
Their
going to tell you
weapon.
right now, you're already defeating 50% of these enemies with your attack.
Oh, okay.
So you can, if you want to use those advantages for some other stuff, like you can, let's see, can gain melee or range defense until the end of your next turn. You can add setbacks to the target's next check. You know, add a boost to allies.
Yeah, I will. The melee defense is 3
For you.
advantage. So I'm gonna give +1 range defense to myself, and I'm gonna use
Okay.
the other one to give a boost to the next ally's
Okay.
check.
So whoever goes next will get a boost.
And I'll take the +1 on. Do I have to choose melee or ranged, or is it just +1?
I think you have to choose, but you can.
Okay, I'll take ranged.
Okay. So Usalia, describe what it looks like as you charge in and take down 50% of the trooper force that is at the other end of this passageway.
Yeah, Usalia, I think, leaps, and as she lands on the other side here, there is a burst of green mist that kind of pounds out from where her feet lands, and kind of backlit by this glow rod shining through this green ichor mist. She almost looks monstrous as she swings very wide with her ichor blade, just cutting down kind of the front line of these troopers here in the tunnel.
You almost feel as if there is something more powerful than you giving strength, even more strength to your attacks. There is something that is giving speed to your movement. Do you have any incident? Well, no, you dropped the glow rods. That'd be your incidental. And you've done your maneuvers. So I think you're good. So Nyre
Yes.
or Alma, who would like to go?
I am happy to go. I think Nyre's plans shift in real time, going from Poppy nearly being down, it just being the 2 of them, and then preparing to almost leap into melee, to watching Usalia pass them and just wreck house in an instant. Where they like stop kind of teetering at the edge of the crater and are going to think about what they were told to do earlier and go for with their rifle, try to go for a shot from the other side of the crater.
Okay.
To clear out the remaining ones if I can, or at least get close.
All right. And you have quick draw, so you can easily switch out your knife and your
Yes.
blaster. That's not a problem. Okay. Yeah. If you want to make an attack, it is going to be hard because it is 2 normally, and you have an ally engaged with the enemy. So it will be 3 purple for your attack.
Mm-hmm. It'd be 3 purple.
You
I
do
would have
have
the
Plus a boost.
boost. I
Yep,
would also have a
plus the boost.
setback.
Plus
I
the
will
setback.
say.
Yep.
I'm
And then there are
rolling-
still 3 light side points if you would like to spend one of those to turn a green to a yellow.
Group feelings on me doing that. I would love to potentially.
Go for it.
Feels like it would be advantageous. All right,
2
that's
light side for the players, 6 dark side for the
lots of
GMs.
die. All right.
3 purple, 1 black, 1 blue, and then what's your dice?
It's 2. Now it's 2 yellow and 1 green. That is
Okay.
once again a fun mix of 1 success and 2 threat.
Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so base damage for your
Could've gone
blaster
worse.
is what?
Base. All right, let me pull up some math here. Base damage for this is my rifle.
Mhm.
Not blaster. Base is 7.
7, and your brawn is?
Base is 7. This is ranged heavy. It's marked as agility. Is it agility or brawn?
Brawn is always added to the damage.
Oh, perfect. Brawn is 2. So 7 plus 2 plus the 1 success. Am I doing that correctly?
So okay, so what does it look like as the rest of these troopers are decimated by your attack, Nyre?
I think it is very specifically a mirror to with the droid. Usalia standing in the midst of this, the green glow, the glow stick on the ground, right as you turn around to face the remaining line, there's just it echoes. It sounds almost like a whip crack, this shot throughout this cavernous space. And then everyone remaining just drops from this very large, quite cumbersome rifle that Nyre's had up. And on the other side of the crater, I think it came quite close to Usalia again, but this time didn't miss.
Yeah, she didn't flinch. I think to set up the boost that she gave you, as she spun, turning to face these, she grabbed one of them by the collar and kind of threw them into the line of your shots.
That's so cool. Absolutely. Nyre just holds it for a minute, having not really realized that it worked, but just completely still, and then we'll lower it very slowly, kind of looking at Usalia. You said to... Yeah?
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. You got the skill. Usalia is already rooting through these bodies, looking for key cards or anything that might be of use. Water, rations, anything that might be of use.
So as you have experience in war, as you are looting through these pockets, you realize that this is not a team that is not patrolling the tunnels, so they are not equipped to be out here for long. They are merely a strike team, and you kind of figure, perhaps these were notified of our location by that droid that we dealt with earlier. They have a blaster carbine. They have scout trooper armor, which gives +1 to soak, but I think that's equal to pretty much what everybody already has. And then they also have low light vision gear, which removes 2 setbacks from checks due to darkness. So if anybody wants to grab any of those, then you can grab some.
Can we grab the knives and you already said the blasters. Can we grab the knives too?
Yeah, the vibro knives, yeah. I can send those stats to you at the end of session. And then anybody who would have grabbed anything can add those to your sheets.
Well, I guess I'm glad they have more stuff than the spiders had.
Yeah, they
Not-
are literally glass cannons. They had wounds of 5 and soak of 4, so they hit a lot harder than they can take.
Oh. Nyre has turned around back to where Alma, I presume, is coming, and to where Poppy, presumably deeply injured, is? ?
Yeah, Poppy's down to 1 wound.
I'm going to interrupt real quick, Nyre. You go to turn towards where Poppy is and where you can see Alma coming up the passageway, something catches your eye. Tell me, who is an old enemy of yours?
Ooh. That's an amazing question. I think it's some sort of lower level, just trooper or enforcer, someone from when the first few hints of the Empire's presence starting to really encroach on Nyre's planet and their area, and especially their family and their family unit, which was large and tight knit and insular. And then, outside presence and the sort of reaching spread and bleed and poison of the Empire's force began to turn up more and more frequently. And it's someone who Nyre kept getting into almost schoolyard-esque fights with, in a degree, just first verbal fights and then scrapes and clashes with authority, and who eventually it became a very personal grudge on both sides. And they both wanted to ruin each other's lives very badly.
You see, etched into a nearby wall, a mark, a calling card type mark that you remember that they used to etch into buildings from your hometown, or graffitied along important meeting places of your people. Just minor things that they would use to escalate and draw your attention, incite you into a fight.
And this is over to one side almost on the wall.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think there's a moment of Nyre hovering between if for anyone who would be watching, I don't know if anyone is, hovering kind of between going to look at that mark on one side and the very badly injured Poppy on the other. And do I hear Alma coming at all? Do I hear that presence approaching?
Alma?
Not the most subtle of women, but she's also very lithe in how she moves. And it's also worthwhile asking, does Alma notice Nyre having this kind of like off kind of stare into space, kind of?
I would say Nyre's reaction is noticeable, yes.
I think it's as you emerge, as Alma emerges out into this, that is almost the last little bit of permission, tacitly as it were, that there's someone else here to help with the injury. Nyre doesn't know anything about medicine, and they'll step aside, let you get towards Poppy, and then we'll just start to drift over towards that mark on the wall.
As you get closer, you notice that there's another one further down the wall. And you see that there, what appeared to be part of the wall on this basin, where the deep, depressed floor is, it looks like there's a hidden passage deeper below the earth. Or I should say below the ground, not below the earth. You're on HOPEmas, not earth. It seems as if the markings lead you that way.
Nyre, you probably shouldn't wander off.
You hear footsteps stop at that. and you hear from the far side, a little bit calmer than Nyre really ever has been, which maybe isn't a good sign. You hear, I think there's a passageway this way. I'll wait for all of you. And then you hear the sound of something hitting stone, and stone kind of splintering as Nyre's just very calmly kind of slam the butt of their weapon into that first mark to wipe it out.
Are you seeing things like Alma? And then kind of to herself, it seems to be going around. And she looks down at the bodies here as she stands up, and I think she sees, instead of the troopers, an assortment of clones and a Padawan face down. She kind of shakes her head and breathes in the ichor around her. And I am, as this battle wraps up, I'm going to use ichor transfusion. I'm going to transfer some of my strain to wounds, and I'm going to stim pack to heal myself.
Okay.
And just listens to hear if Nyre responds.
After you say, "Are you seeing things?" there is a couple more seconds of silence and a very begrudging, possibly. Possibly. I won't go any further towards them alone, but this is a route. Not a spider route. I hope. We could take this route.
Once we get Poppy healed up, we should keep moving. I can't imagine this is the only strike team they'll send after us.
I'll be fine. Just need a little patching up.
I'll be fine has one wound left.
On death's door.
Yeah. There's like Alma just sort of leaning down. It's just sort of like, I'm going to ask you to sit.
I will try my best. It's a little bit hard right now.
That was not actually a request. That was a statement.
I'm just imagining Poppy so injured that maybe it is actually hard to sit.
No, I imagine it too. It's just one of those things where she's like, like in her head, she's processing it as you ran ahead and you got shot. I'm going to need you to deal with the consequences of your actions by sitting.
Oh no,
Remembering
the
this
consequences
pain.
of my actions.
I understand sowing is very fun. The reaping part is the part I have to keep dealing with for all of you. But I will do medicine check, which I believe is 2 proficiency, 1 ability, and I don't have anything else to boost that.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
They're pretty severe wounds, so I would understand if the difficulty is much worse this time around.
Yeah. It's so it's gonna be average difficulty, so just 2 purple because it's more than half is gone. And then critical injury would have to be a separate thing if you want to try and heal that.
Nah, that one I understand. I need to attend. She's in emergency mode more because as much as Poppy's saying, I'll basically walk it off, and it's just like she can see how close the shot probably was to like hitting her heart or something vital. That is 2 successes.
Okay, so you'll get a wound back for each success.
For each success, plus the 2 that I have
for surgeon, right?
For 1 for surgeon, 1 for physician.
Okay,
I get 1 for each of them, which is great. So that is 4 wounds healed up total for you, Poppy. It's one of those things where I think it's less that she doesn't want to heal more. It's that she wasn't expecting to go through so much of her physician's stuff.
I think you'll also have stim packs, right? And a stim pack will give you 5 wounds back on the first injection.
So forgot. That would have been an additional success. I forgot to roll the boost die. That.
Oh, okay. So add in 1 more wound, Janie.
Okay, that puts me at half.
Cool.
Yes.
It's better than 1.
Yes, significantly.
And you said we have stim packs?
I think some of you took stim packs.
don't think everybody took a stim pack.
Everybody, the way Emma's looking at me, I'm thinking Emma did not pack any stim packs.
I packed a lot of weapons.
You chose. You
Packed
chose
a lot of weapons.
Yeah, you chose the TF2 engineer route. When there's a problem, you add a gun. There's a bigger problem, you add more guns.
Nyre ascribes to the methodology of you don't need to heal yourself if you injure the other person more first. That has not worked well for them.
Yes, meanwhile, Alma's like every single time I run into one of these people who thinks like this, that means 3 more weeks of paperwork dealing with all of their injuries. The actual end boss villain of every healer is just paperwork.
Yep.
So, funny thing, Poppy's not used to combat,
Uh-huh.
and maybe pack just some food and screwdriver and some
The rock.
snacks. Yeah, the rock.
Screwdriver.
So then I guess that's up to Usalia, if Usalia has any spare stim packs to share.
I mean, it's okay. Poppy's at half, so it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, Usalia will toss one to Alma.
Alright. So if you want to use that, Janie, the first jab is 5. If you use another jab in the next 24 hours, it's going to be 4, and so on and so forth. So, but 5 for the first one.
Yeah, I imagine if you are choosing yes on that, Janie, then what Poppy experiences is the exact same thing that happened with Nyre. So I'm going to count down from 3, and then I'm going to put this in. 3.
Oh, you're
You are
muted.
muted on Zoom, dear.
So when do you start the countdown?
She starts it at 3.
No, I know that's what
Oh, Poppy.
Poppy can't die, everyone. This is the golden rule of this series. Poppy can't die. She... I am going to keep my knife out going forward. We're being caught unawares far too often for this to be worthwhile assuming we can get away with talking our way out of any of these situations.
Oh, thank you, Alma, by the way. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so how do you use this blaster thing? I'm like, Poppy holds it like sideways.
I feel such immense pain right now as a reaction to that.
Just sort of see her long fingers just go to the top of her head, and she just walks over to Nyre. Nyre, that was a very good shot. Gently moves Nyre closer to Poppy. Please explain this.
Nyre, I think, is, as you're trying to shift them, is trying very hard to stay where they are, staring down the tunnel. It's just the slow screech of the boots across the stone, just as you try to move them.
Nyre, what do you see?
There's some symbols from a guy I don't like.
Far be it from me to understand motivations of revenge, but to which degree of do not like are we operating upon? Is this someone who shorted me a few credits? Or is this someone who hurt my family? Or is this imperial scum degree of don't like?
Just see confusion sort of in the head tilt behind all of that. Just someone who works for the Empire, so I don't like strongly. Hate would probably be the best word.
Can I shoot them with this blaster I just got? I'll do that for you.
That is so, like, out of pocket perpendicular that all that actually feels Nyre relaxed. Just go, sorry, what? What?
Well, you don't
Usalia,
like somebody, so I can shoot them for you because
Where did you get a blaster?
from those that
Have you
you
used a blaster before?
no.
Oh boy.
Usalia kind of walks past and just as um as secretively as she can, just flips the safety on the blaster that Poppy is holding, and approaches Nyre. Can you show us the symbol so we know that it's actually here?
You see up on the wall near where they were standing is like a slightly crushed, indented place of rock where they smashed sort of the butt of their weapon against the first one. You said that I saw Dax another one further down.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go and motion to where that is with kind of a grim expression of, I am well aware that this may not be real, but due diligence, this is where I'm seeing something.
Do we see something, Dax?
No.
The tunnel's playing tricks on you.
I know. There's another smashing sound as they hit the second one. I don't like that they're working.
This is the line of work you've chosen. Get used to it. We carry heavy memories, and they don't like to leave us alone.
They kind of nod at that. Again, looks like that sort of go to start saying something, and then just the truth of that hits them, and they just kind of sit with it for a second because they can tell how very distinctly you mean that with that gravitas.
We should probably keep moving. I would hate for the friend we made with the spider webs to catch up to us as well. You said you saw another passage, Nyre?
Gestures down the route that the symbols are leading, this sort of side area off to the side of the indentation.
It's as good a
Real or
path
not,
as good as path as any.
Poppy is not going first this time.
Okay.
I will lead the way.
So
I will retrieve my glow rod and lead
between
the way.
the web tunnel, the tunnel you originally came from, and now this new tunnel, we're taking the new tunnel, just so I understand.
Mhm.
Okay. Right. Nyre, I need you to give me a survival check, please.
Ooh.
And this will be average, so 2 purple.
Resetting all of my dice from that massive roll before. Survival. One success, 1 threat.
Okay. You follow the trail a ways. Every so often you catch another sighting of one of those carvings. Give me another one. Hard difficulty this time. 3 purple.
Oh boy. 2 failure, 2 advantage.
Okay. Normally I would ask you how you fail with style, but given the purpose of these checks, at first it seems like you lose the trail, which surprising because given this person that you would be looking for, they often give a very clear trail. It's usually very easy to follow. And for a short while, you feel doubt seep into your mind. You feel confusion. You start to feel that hatred welling up and bubbling under your skin. Almost as if you could burst with it if your body was physically able. And just when you feel like you're ready to give up, you spot another marker. Give me another survival check. This one is going to be daunting difficulty, so that's 4.
Nice. Let me just check one thing really quick.
And I will say for the rest of you, since you don't see these marks, Nyre, who has is like kind of leading the group where to go. If you didn't know any better, Nyre seems to be leading you as if Nyre has a map in their head of this place. That is how confident they seem.
As they're walking as well, I think they're both being very conscious to not outstrip Usalia as per instructions, and are B, quietly narrating to Poppy how to use a blaster, sort of to keep... It's sounding a little menacing after a while. Not menacing at any of you in particular, but it's getting a little bit intense as they recite that to sort of keep themselves in one place. Ooh. On the 4 difficulty roll, that is 1 success, 3 threat.
Okay. You're able to continue to follow the trail further and further and further down the tunnel. Give me one last check. Formidable difficulty, 5 purple.
Hell yeah.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
I think based off of that expression, Emma has already made the roll, but so I don't know if I can help anymore.
What was the question?
The question I was going to ask is if it's noticeable that, especially because, only specifically because Emma's noted that Nyre is narrating the blaster usage, and it's getting increasingly, is the word vindictive called for here?
Okay.
I was going to ask if there's a way to try and provide clarity of mind to her using influence.
So, under normal circumstances, we would have the discussion of, like, you know, how do we feel above table about influence being used among the PCs, but given the nature of what is going on here, I will say that any attempt to try and change what's going on with Nyre using the Force will be not only extremely difficult, but potentially impossible.
Okay.
You may still try if you wish, as long as Emma is okay with it, but understand that it would be a truly, like, difficult check to make. So I will leave that up to the table if you would like to try that or not. No?
I'll let it be what it is.
Okay. Emma, what'd you get?
Oh
no.
That is 3 failure and 5 threat.
Okay, not as bad as it could be. All right. You lose the trail again. And this time, no matter how hard you search, no matter if you retrace your steps, you cannot find it again. You cannot even find the original markers that led you this far down the tunnel. So I will ask you, Nyre. You feel hate and anger flowing through you. You feel it start to consume your mind. Do you allow yourself to succumb to the hate? Or do you move past it and beyond it?
May I ask, is very, very physical in all senses. The force has only really ever flowed through them in physical senses. That is the seat of their force powers. And specifically, what relationship, at odds or similar feeling, does this have to back in the canyon? They tripped initially, resisting that pull forwards from something outside of themselves. They fought back actively, and it nearly cost them their life. What does this feel like in contrast or similarity to that as a sensation?
I will say this feels almost natural. Like it feels like it would be the easiest thing to do, to just let yourself be consumed by this hate, this anger, this frustration. But given your studies and the stories that you've heard about the Jedi and the Force, you also know that sometimes the easiest path is not always the right path.
I think that Nyre having this little turned around moment of, before I resisted when I should have given in, always picking the harder fight of a moment, will resist just barely. It is whoever is walking behind them, their pace just stops like around the corner. They've been, leading us more erratically and with more confusion. And as we get around one corner, whoever's directly behind me would walk right into them as they just put a hand up on the wall and nearly fall, just going to themselves. No, 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 no.
Everything
no,
okay?
no. No, but I don't know where we're going anymore. I am lost. Can you help me figure out where we're going?
I don't think any of us know where we're going, but we're on a path together. What's weighing on you? If we're going to see more combat, you need your head clear.
In a choice between protection and revenge, I am concerned I will always choose the latter.
Usalia puts her hands on her hips for a moment, kind of looking out into the dark of the tunnel. Then after a moment speaks up. I've seen how you look at this armor. I know what the Jedi teach, what the Sith teach about the light and dark side of the Force, but it's all propaganda. Bickering made up by two warring religious factions who are afraid of commitment and emotion. The Force is a tool. That is all. It's no more evil or good than the gun you carry. You can embrace both emotions and be just fine, as long as you anchor yourself and don't lose yourself to it.
All right. I'm not used to having the ability to anchor. Normally I do this stuff alone.
We'll find something. It Doesn't have to be a person, it could be a place, an idea, a hope for the future. Just find something to keep you anchored. And there's a brief glance of Usalia back towards Alma just for a moment. Just keep your head up, keep moving. The ghosts will haunt you, they will always haunt you. But we have to keep moving.
Keep moving. And Nyre will, like, there's a scraping as they kind of physically pull themselves back up the stone. And I will start walking now, essentially blind without those markers to guide me, trying to just navigate manually.
As you push on, even without the markers, you feel not necessarily a sense of calm. You know, you still have those heavy emotions just roiling under the skin. But you feel a sense of perhaps understanding, maybe even acceptance, that maybe what Usalia said is that it is okay to carry both at the same time, not having to choose good or bad, light or dark. Maybe it's just important to accept your experience and who you are. Before we call the session ended, I will say that there's one more strange occurrence that happens. You all follow the tunnel. Poppy, you notice as you're walking along, and maybe it's because you were looking for more shiny rocks. Maybe it was just you were looking around to try and get a bearing and understand where you were. All these tunnels look very similar. You notice that there is an offshoot of the main path where you all are traveling, and you can see in the distance something glowing like the glow of a crystal.
Okay, so if anybody's looking at Poppy, you can see that she's struggling. And I think whatever she's struggling with, she loses because she starts to head that way. It's probably kind of loud because she's got more stuff, she's got the blaster. She's not used to the blaster and the vision thing. She's got gear. She's not used to carrying gear. So it's not like she's stealthy, which she's not at all.
Poppy, you see just a short jaunt down that offshoot, that ahead is a narrow, treacherous walkway that stands between where you are in this tunnel and the dim light ahead on the other side.
So what you're saying is there's a walkway.
Yes, there is a walkway. If you would like to cross the walkway, you will have to give me a coordination check to try
There's a
and keep your
walkway.
balance on the walkway. There's a walkway.
Narrow asterisk, narrow treacherous.
Yeah,
I am
walkway.
sorry. I'm sorry. This character has a weakness of recklessness.
It's fine.
I'm so glad that you told us that. I was just like, I would have loved her even more. Now that I know it's the case, I would love her even more.
So
So I have no coordination.
nope,
So
but you have 2 agility.
okay.
And we're gonna start off with 2 purple, average difficulty.
Okay. So 2 purple. Reset, clear, purple, purple. Okay. Come on, dice. You can do it. 3 threat.
Okay.
Just 3 threat?
Okay. That's okay. It almost seems like maybe something is stalling you, and you're not making as much progress as you would have liked. Give me another coordination check. This time
Okay.
it's hard difficulty, so 3 purple. Can anyone hear my cat screaming? Or is it just
No,
me? Okay.
but I got 5 failure.
Okay. Poppy, you feel yourself lose your footing,
Okay.
and you drop off the ledge. You're able to catch yourself. You're able to catch yourself. You find yourself now dangling precariously from the ledge of this narrow walkway, a chasm of an abyss really below you.
Okay. Um,
How do you handle
see.
this?
See, conjure and bind can't really do anything for this. I don't think. I guess I'm just gonna have to call for help.
Okay. What does the call for help sound like?
um, I'm just gonna yell out, can someone help me up from this chasm? Please?
Second time there's been a call for help echoing through the tunnels today.
Usalia stops and puts her head back with a sigh.
It's just 3 people immediately turn around.
Slow, rotate, and sync.
You don't see Poppy anywhere in the
What?
tunnel.
What?
He stopped jumping on bed.
Do we hear that?
you
We do
hear her.
hear that?
You hear Poppy.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Our numbers keep dwindling.
Poppy, can you give me an athletics check, please? It's also going to be
I
hard difficulty.
I can try. I don't think I have any athletics, but I'll try. So is
You
that
have
what?
you have a light side point. You can give yourself a yellow if you'd like.
You know what? I will use if it's okay with everyone. I'll use a light side point.
Please, for the love of God, please.
All right. So
Heartily
it'll be,
encouraging.
1 green, 1 yellow, and 3 purple for you.
Oh, okay. I had to reset. So green, yellow, 1, 2, 3. Well, 1 failure, 1 threat. These dice hate me.
You try to pull yourself up, but you're not able to get the right leverage. But you don't fall again. You are able to maintain your grip on this walkway. Party. A offshoot seems to open up in the tunnel for you, where there previously hadn't been one before. Wow, that was redundant. Where previously there hadn't been one.
Well, BlueSky, take medicine.
Well,
That is ominous.
Do we at least see an otter through through that passageway?
there is no otter, but you do see a
Damn
dim
it.
light. You do see a dim light in the distance.
We'll make haste down the tunnel.
To our collective
Yes.
dismay.
You come to the tunnel and you see Poppy standing there almost as if she's in a trance. Poppy, could you give me another athletics check, please? Still hard difficulty. It'll be back to 2 green.
2 green.
Yep, 2 green, 3 purple.
1, 2, 1, 2. Sorry, I'm counting out loud.
You're good. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. It's one, one failure, 3 threat.
Again, you try to climb up the walkway and get back on your footing, and you are unable to do so. Party, Poppy is just standing stock still as far as you are concerned.
I'm going to make my way out onto the walkway to try and see
You don't see a
what's
walkway.
going on.
You just see
Nope.
Poppy standing in the tunnel, stock
In the
still,
tunnel. All right.
as if lost in her own mind.
Make my way up to Poppy and do a little circuit almost, trying to see if something has changed within her eyes before touching or anything.
Nothing seems changed in the facial features. It kind of just looks like Poppy was like walking and then just stopped.
I'll look down further. You said there was light coming from this, though. Do we see the source further down the tunnel at all?
You do not see the source, but you do see a dim light down the tunnel. So something is glowing, and it is glowing bright enough that this far down the tunnel you are getting dim remnants.
Nyre kind of under their breath, or I guess echoing out a little bit to the other two. It's like something has entranced her, or I don't know what this is.
Probably similar to what the two of you experienced.
Poppy, I will ask you. You have some choices. You can try to climb up again. You can try and shimmy down the walkway. You know, like shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Or you can let yourself go and fall into the darkness. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to fall.
Okay. You fall. You feel your fingers release their grip on the stone. Your body becomes weightless. As you plummet down into the darkness, you find yourself encased in shadow. And the next thing you know, you find yourself jolting awake. And Nyre, Usalia, and Alma all stand in front of you, looking you over.
How did you all get down here?
We just followed the same tunnel you did.
You walked across the path?
I believe you were seeing things like the other two.
Okay, so I walked across the path. I fell. Well, I didn't get across the path. I fell. I was hanging on. Called you off for help. Nobody came, so I just dropped down. So that means there must be a path somewhere.
I guess you fell to us. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, me too. We should probably try to find that path. It's kind of hard to get across.
There's light.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Don't know if it's light we're looking for, but if you were drawn to it.
Yeah, just don't fall. It's really dark and kind of scary down there.
Will do. Do you need a hand? Do you need something to keep you steady if you're worried about falling?
Well, no, I mean this the ground here is pretty solid, so I'll be fine.
All right.
Walk it off.
Right. Poppy.
That's what they always say is to walk it off.
As the group of you continue down, and are you heading towards the light, or are you going back towards the tunnel where you were before Poppy wandered off? Just so I know for next session.
Towards the light. It's the first light that I think we've seen in a while, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poppy, as you go along with the rest of the group towards this light, you start to feel like there's an imbalance in your person. Like perhaps, maybe, giving up on that pathway might have been the wrong choice.
But say that you, and with that realization, you see, I think Poppy was like at first walking kind of maybe in the front and just kind of slows down and walks. Um, I'm going to say, make sure that she's between Alma and Usalia. And like, you could just see Poppy's shoulders kind of slump.
As the image of the four strange companions walking down the tunnel kind of fades from view, we watch as the scene quickly shifts to an Imperial bunker. There is metal everywhere. There are computers going off. People are manning different stations. They are activating comms. They are watching radar. They are reading reports. One such Imperial officer walks down a hall, his black leather boots clacking smartly against the tile. He walks up to what appears to be a trooper, helm off, hair shaved close to the head. The trooper turns and looks, and we see that the left eye that has come into view of the camera is not human, it is cybernetic. Reaches for the report that the officer is handing him, reads it over, and says, "Well, it's about time I had some fun." And that is where we are going to end the session. So thank you everybody for joining us. We'll have the players do some sign-offs about who they are and where you can find them, and then I'll take care of some channel news after that. We're going to go in reverse order. We're going to go with Poppy, played by Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie. I played Poppy. And Janie Potts on BlueSky. I know I'm on this channel on Sunday. I think on Saturday, I think I'm on Roll for Felicity for a Wander Home game. And I think tomorrow I have a finale of a game I'm running over on Singularity. I'm not certain because it's late and my brain's turned off, but you all are wonderful.
And Anna.
That is me. Hello, I am Anna Maeve. Tonight I was Usalia, but normally I am Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You can find me on Instagram and BlueSky at Archival Dust Bunny. I'm in a lot of stuff, kind of all over the place. Check out socials to see where and when I am. But if you love magical girls, you should check out Bloom and Blight, a Girl by Moonlight actual play podcast. Um, and we have a couple different stories right now going on. If you love stories like Sailor Moon and Madoka Magica, you can check out Bloom and Blight Requiem, which is our original arc following the magical girl team Bloom just a few months after their leader Lily sacrificed herself to save the world. We dive into their grief and how it affects them and their responsibilities. Or if you prefer mecha, racing, sports anime, and magical girls, check out the upcoming Bloom and Blight Persephone, story about a brand new group of magical girls in Neo Oliva Bay, who are also mecha racers. It's a fun time. It's an interesting shift in tone. And it's going to be quite the story. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for that, we have our holiday special coming up on December 18th. The holiday special takes place at an academy outside of space and time, solving some very weird and festive things that are going on. It's going to help set up a little bit of season 3, possibly, and help set up some future series as well. So be sure to check it out when it comes out. You can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast, and on Instagram and BlueSky at Bloom of Light. And for character and cast information, transcripts, a link to our amazing community Discord server, and a link to our brand new merch shop, which has some wonderful custom stuff in it. Not just our logo on things. We have custom knitwear, some really fun in-universe merchandise as well, and some upcoming Bloom and Blight Persephone merchandise too. So check that out at bloomandblight.com.
And Emma.
Hello, I am Emma. Tonight I was playing Nyre, and it was delightful. I do not currently have any public socials. You can find me typically around on a variety of TTRPG channels, having fun, and can also find a bulk of my work, though I do not personally have any channels, over at Arrhythmia, which is a queer haunted house horror podcast that I wrote and directed and also played some roles in. It is at arrhythmia.card.co. It is 10 episodes and they're all available for listening, so you can go listen to the whole thing right now. It takes maybe 4 hours. It's a real fun time.
Angela.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela Mogurejo Bosch. I use she, they pronouns, and I have been playing Alma Faye tonight, who is having a time keeping people alive. This is the job she signed up for. This is the life of a healer. This is the life of a healer. You can catch me on Fridays over on Valdrian's channel running Quietus Kingdom of Death, where we also have Anna Maeve there, being a fantastic, some parts unsettling, some parts really fucking awesome ink mage caster flying individual. It's really awesome, and the story is ramping up as we're getting into like our first major arc's boss battle, and I have so many different things about it. I even implemented to go along with the Fabula Ultima elements of the game, my own homebrew mechanic of a limit break, which is awesome, and it's just such a good nod to Final Fantasy fans. But if you want to catch me on Mondays, hopefully for the foreseeable future, Summer in Carcosa, which is my Monster Hearts 2 actual play. That's me for now.
And while Val wasn't here tonight, go check out Valiant Dorian, also known as Otso Spirit Bear, out on in the world. Val does a ton of cool stuff, and go check out his stuff too. And hi, I'm Dax. I was the game master today. You can, if you liked what I did here, you can check out Roads Uncharted, which is the first ever longest running Genesis RPG actual play podcast. We are 3 times award nominated, and we're gearing up to release season 7 in 2026. So, you know, you can, Genesis is very similar to this system, so if you like this, go check that out. I also will be announcing soon the cast for the last one-shot for Extra Life on my channel, DexR19, and that'll be airing next week. So we're getting towards the end of 2025, folks, and it's gonna be a lot. All right, I think we are going to be rating someone But in the meantime, while that is getting set up, reminder for full list of Sword&Key's links, including socials, ongoing charities, affiliate discount codes, upcoming schedule, casting calls, and other important updates. Check out beacons.ai/Sword&Key or hop in the Discord by typing _Discord in chat if you are watching this on Twitch. Don't forget to join us Friday the 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, and 12 a.m. CET for the Paris One Step of 24, As Above, So Below, a trick of Shadowlight and Personae, GM'd by Craig. I believe that is the last part of that. And we are going to be rating Shadow Sylvia. Let's go say hi to Shadow and give her some love. She's a great creator as well. And we'll see you next week for part 3. Bye! I have no idea if we're actually rating. Did we go yet?
Regrettably, I have to get going like right now.